Hi guys. I just going to wait for some people to join. I know we had a bunch of people that were ready to join today's live since I send it out on the emails. I know it's going to take a little bit. If you are joining, I will let you know. Let me go on my 1 second. Let me make sure we are on public. Yes, we are. Sorry to be a little late, guys, to this live. I'm so sorry. We have some people joining. If you can hear me, please tell me in the comments because I'm using a different microphone today. And I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Hi, Cole. Hi, guys. Um, can you guys hear me? Can you just let me know? I'm also going to be doing an Instagram live with Natalie. The reason why I'm late is because I was trying to get Natalie on this YouTube live and I couldn't get her on this YouTube live. So we were malfunctioning a little bit here. So I'm also going to be doing a live on Instagram with her, but please stay here on YouTube. Let me request her on. Why I have people join? I'm going to be having people having Natalie on the YouTube live. I mean the 1 second, guys. Okay. Hi guys, I'm just waiting on some people to join. Please tell me in the comments if you can hear me. I can hear you. Okay, great. I'm doing great. How is everyone doing? Where are you joining from? Put home in the comments if you are staying home. Um, Hopefully we're quarantining all ourselves, and this is what I wanted to talk about today and be there for you guys in regards to your relationships and everything else that is going on. 1 second. People on Instagram are also live. I'm trying to get Natalie to join. Bear with me. We're going to go over some amazing stuff today as I'm here for you guys. Um, awesome. People from England. George, you're at work? Wow. Volume up. Okay. Hi, Sunny. How are you doing? Thanks for letting me know. Um, Hi from Kenya. 1 second. All right, I think I got Natalie on my Instagram live. All right, guys, sorry for those of you that were trying to be here at exactly 10 a.m. on the dot. Excuse me, 3 p.m. on the dot Eastern time. So I was actually had some technical difficulties with everything. So I wanted to sincerely apologize for that being late, but we're trying to get Natalie on this YouTube live and we couldn't do it, but next time we will. She is on an Instagram live right now too, so you might hear her talking. I'll put the phone up to her ear, up to the screen when it comes time for her to speak and things like that. So you guys can see her on YouTube. We'll do something a little bit different, to say the least. But I'm happy that you guys are here for those of you that are joining us live from both platforms, Instagram and YouTube, because right now I know how important this is in regards to supporting one another. Hi from Scotland. Hi, Robbie from Scotland. I just want to give a couple of people shout outs. And Natalie, you can get some people shout outs on Instagram. Hi, Andro. Yes, hi, Young. You'll be able to ask questions in this live today. We'll be here for a while. Should we watch here or on Instagram? Hi, Sunny. You should watch it. You can watch here. It doesn't matter. Whichever you prefer. All right. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. Hi, Stephen. All right, guys. So I'm gonna, yeah.
Raise your camera up a little bit because I can only see you. There we go.
Hold on. Perfect angle, but whatever. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me just put you on this YouTube here. Hold on, Natalie. All right, guys, we're gonna get started in just a minute. Hold on 1 second. Okay, perfect. I just put you on the moderator here so you can also kind of answer some questions if you see something on the comments in YouTube. All right, guys. So Natalie, I'll just take over from here, and then at the end we can wrap it up on Instagram and have some people probably join in Instagram our live as well at the end to see you and talk to you as well. I think that's the way we can do it. All right, guys. So, as you know, this is a time where all of us are somewhat in a fearful state or worried. Those with anxiety probably have a little bit more anxiety as well, but this is also a place where a lot of us can show up and support one another. So, what I've decided to do was I do want to jump on these calls and these lives, at least try to do it once a week for you guys as much as I can, because I know a lot of us will be at home and really wanting to focus on more of, if this we're home, on why we are home in regards to the reason of why this is happening in our world today. Obviously, we can look at this as a challenging thing for all of us. And I know, as far as those that will probably be out of work without pay and things like that, that can have a huge effect. And this is where we have to help each other in relationships in general. And I'm not here, I can take a Q&A at the end in regards to attraction and things like that, but this is in realm of attraction, it comes down to the components of who you are as a person and how you hold yourself in the times of when other people need. And this is a big thing, guys, and I want to really talk about this, and I want to be able to support you guys, encourage you guys, because I know at times that this can be a struggle. I mean, this is a struggle for me at times as well, and for all of us. And in order for us to really stand clear and really set the tone for everyone else, we need to also lead as examples in our current relationships. And this is a time where, if you have kids and you're at home and you have a wife or you have a girlfriend, it doesn't matter, or you have the woman that you're living with, or you're in a relationship or you're dating someone and it's just like going great, and then it's the fourth date and all of a sudden you guys don't want to see each other. It just puts a strain on relationships in general. And this is a time where we have to show courage in the face of fear. And when we show courage in the face of fear, man or woman, it doesn't matter, we give that other person courage too. So, for example, there's times where you might feel anxiety. Lean on a supportive friend that can lift you up. Read a book. Come on my lives. I'm going to try to do this every Tuesday at the same time so we can start doing this as a routine and uplifting each other in this community, because this is a time that we need to support each other. And I was thinking before this live, you know, we what is the purpose that this is happening? Obviously, we know that the coronavirus is out there, and we're trying to take measures no matter where you live in the whole world right now to stop this. But what can we learn from this situation? And I really, really strongly believe is there. Okay. You can't ever control your future. You can't ever control your relationships. You can't ever control who you're meant to be with, who you fall in love with sometimes. And who's the person that's supposed to be with you long term. So, for example, if you go through a bad breakup and you're just hanging on to the toxicity of a woman or a toxicity of a man, for any women that are watching, and you hold on to that and expecting, you know, to control the outcome of the future of this person, and not looking into, why am I hanging on to something that's so toxic for me, because it's about our oneness. And when we start to get still in the moments, we can appreciate that if we look at the microscope, because in our world that we live in Western society, in America, even in Europe, everywhere, I've traveled all over the country, we haven't adapted to stillness, except honestly, I've been to Africa and I've been to other places where they do adapt to stillness there. And it's completely night and day. And what I've learned so much from traveling all over the country and noticing these things, and also to here, is in this moment, is stillness is the most powerful thing as humans that we can appreciate, but also the most scariest thing as well. So when we are used to being in stillness, we really get that microscope and our thoughts take over. Our mind can take over. That quietness comes in, and all we have is ourselves, our memories, and also to how we can feel better with our oneness, our happiness. And our oneness is what's really encouraged in relationships, to have that secure relationship, to have that healthy relationship. So we can't control our future. So it's easy to be negative. It's easy to be down. It's easy to be sad. It's easy to do that because the whole world is doing it right now. We're all in fear. We're all in anxiety. A lot of us are. So it's those times for certain people to step up. And that's why there's certain first ones that will be like, I'm going to go to the army. I'm going to fight for this world. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take this in full effect. And I'm going to fight for a country, or I'm going to fight for my family. I'm going to fight for this. And those kind of behaviors is what helps us in our society go around. And everybody can adapt to that no matter who you are. And then we have people that are like, oh, and they make fun of people in regards to being beta, let's just say. And beta in our industry is called also to empathetic people, empaths, sensitive, highly sensitive people. And we look at man as being beta just because he's highly sensitive. And I've made videos about how to control this to keep in traction. But here is the most beautiful part about this is not everybody is highly sensitive. Not everybody is that empathic, and that's okay. Doesn't mean you're better or worse than anybody else. And this is how we can come together as one, because this is where the empaths and the highly sensitive people can step up and lend a hand to other people, to give a hug, to spread positivity, and to support one another. Phone call, do lives, whatever you do, because this is the time where quote unquote like workers will be stepping up. And the beautiful thing that I saw this morning is I go on Instagram and I see all these lives. I mean, 10 lives pop up in my story feed. And this is every light worker, every person that is there to help people stepping it up. And that is the most beautiful thing, guys. So, with that said, I want you to try to find the beauty within being lost, really. The beauty within being lost for what is to come, what is happening. How are we going to see our future? What's going to happen to our kids because they're out of school? Big props to all those men and women that are homeschooling their children right now, because I know it's not easy. If you are a friend of anybody that you can help them, through a video call, and step in and try to see, like, what can I help you with your daughter today? Can I take 2 hours off off of your time so you can take a nap, and I can do a Skype call with her and teach her something online, or just have a conversation with her? This is where we have to hold each other accountable and give a helping hand. Also, too, I encourage you guys to self-reflect. Self-reflect on how you can take care of yourself. I want to have this Ferrari. I want to have this amazing car. I want. But what is it that your body is telling you that you need? Right, guys? So here's the thing is, like, in life in general, I give a lot of dating and life advice, really. But and then and I look at everything that I say sometimes, and I'm just like, man, when people can adapt to what we're talking about in certain life and their own self behaviors, and understanding how they can reflect and take care of their own personal worth, their integrity and themselves, then what happens is this leads into healthy relationships. This leads into clarity as well. Is why am I chasing a woman for 4 months if she's never been able to show me an opportunity that she even likes me? Why am I treating this person as this is the only person on the earth that's left for me? Right? Because we get so blinded and fixated on a story that we don't focus on the reality of what's happening, and we forget to put ourselves first. Right, guys? I see Natalie's in the comments taking some of your questions. Thanks, Natalie.
And I'm writing some of them down too from Instagram and from YouTube Live. So just some of them that we can go over to.
Awesome. Awesome. So Natalie's going to be taking questions and she's writing them down as well for us.
Can you hear me on YouTube?
I don't think so, because the phone so far away, but I'll put it up in a little bit and I'll have them hear you. I'll put it to speakerphone. We'll do it a little different style. And Richard just cracked a joke. I love this type of humor. Richard says, I need a woman with toilet paper. See, like, this is so good. Like, that's the type of thing, like, this is what makes us laugh, guys. I mean, it's like literally, I was telling my fiance, I was like, I don't understand toilet paper, babe. Like, we're almost out of toilet paper. Worst case scenario, like, we use washcloths, wash them, and then leaves. I know I'm getting a little explicit here, or we use water. Like, what is I just don't get the toilet paper thing. Anyway, so, but this is like also too, guys, where we can vent, we can share laughs, we can do these things, because I want to say this is, whenever there is certain things in life that go wrong, understand that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. And as cliche as that can sound, is think about the worst situation that has possibly happened to you in life, right? And life teaches us to get life is an ever evolving thing that teaches us until we're the day we die, really, about getting understanding that when things go south, we may say, or things go wrong, or things are hard, or there is a struggle, there is a beauty in the struggle. And understand that in the time of life that we're in, it's also focusing a lot on all of us coming together. And we're all in this together. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter, where you're located, where you live, your race, your nationality. Nothing matters. We are all in the same boat and nobody can get out of this. Plain and simple. No one can take an airplane and go somewhere and flee the country and not get infected. It's everywhere. So there is a huge, exactly, there is a huge learning lesson in this. And understand that if we only see wrong or if we only see negative things, then that's what's going to end up happening for you. And if we see that in the negative aspects of life, let's just say, or in the heartbreak, in the pain, in the negativity and the downness that we might experience, there's also really valuable lessons, because that's how we learn. I would have never been able to be a coach if I never had the lessons, if I never interviewed, if I never traveled everywhere to make connections and get my heart broken and understand men. I mean, everything. So understand that if you want to live purposefully, you have to be able to understand and get comfortable when things are not going the way you planned. And that's where it brings me back to me saying, show courage in the face of fear. Because when we show courage in the face of fear, it encourages people in the fear mindset to have courage, because it reminds us. And like attracts like, energy attracts energy. So if you are going through a hard time in a relationship with a woman and she's stressed out because of this and she doesn't want to commit to seeing you or something like that, what we don't do is put pressure. Just encourage her that it's going to be okay and we'll be fine. And listen, I'm here to support. We don't have to see each other. Maybe we can just do a Skype call. Easy breezy, nothing does it. Because at the end of the day, if we are okay with our own stillness, why would we have to convince someone to want to be with us? Why would we have to convince someone to see us? And this is also something that can be impactful when it comes to attraction, right? And that's why I did a video a long time ago of why results come when you stop caring. And it's not that you don't care, it's literally you put yourself as a priority and you don't lose the integrity of yourself. So I'm going to say a couple more things and then we're going to get to some questions. So I want to ask you guys and put it in the chat box, like, how can you be of courage for others? How can you lift others? How can you be a light for others in this time that a lot of people are worrying? And remember, like, there's so many people that are sick in our world, and that just not coronavirus sick. I mean, like, sick in our world. And on top of this, are having anxiety, have to go to the hospital, have to go to the ER rooms, have to have procedures in this time. Imagine women who are giving childbirth right now. Like, that's another thing that I thought of. Like, wow, we need to support our women as men now. As you men, we need to also support our women in this time. Those women that are pregnant, reach out to them, encourage them. You know, if you have a family member that is pregnant right now, that's another thing. That is a huge worry as a woman, right? And then also, too, a man that is probably suffering from something, depression, anxiety, and he suffered from this his whole life. And now, on top of this, is facing something the whole world is facing. This is your time, guys, to check in. This is your time to be there for each other, and stay positive. Yep, when it's hard, exactly, Leonardo. So I ask you, again, tell me in the comments, how can you be of help of others? How can you be of light of others? How can you be of joy of others? Just like that, I need humor in it so us weak people can laugh, because it brings up endorphins. And then lastly, remember that certain things in life have to be wrong in order for things to be better. And I've really taken away in this whole time. I've been going through my own personal journey, which I'm going to share with you guys probably pretty soon, once all said and done, because you guys can really benefit from a lot of this advice about something that I've been going through. But I want to, as a woman, and it happens a lot of times when you're in relationships with women. So I've been going through a lot myself, and I was honestly, I'm going to get vulnerable here. I was just in tears an hour ago about something that's happening in my life right now. And the only thing that I told myself, and I almost was like, how am I going to do this live? And the biggest thing that I told myself was, I am here to encourage others. This is my purpose. This is who I am. You are the people that lift me up every single day. All of my subscribers, all my clients, all those people that invest to better their lives is exactly what I live for. So why would I not do this? Because this is my happiness. And I just sometimes have to remind myself of that, right? So I want you guys to understand, like, find that happy spot and always go to that happy spot, whatever that is, whoever that is. If it's in your business, if it's in your whatever, you're playing tennis, you're playing guitar, whatever it is, do it. And I'm going to go into take some questions and um, go into a little bit of the Instagram questions. And Natalie, do you want me to take some questions on YouTube? Do you want to take some questions on Instagram? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, I've got some written down. I can take some questions and then you can look through and see if there's any that stand out for you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. All right. How are we doing this?
You can just say them to me.
Okay. So one person asked, will a condom protect you from coronavirus? No.
No.
Nick, a condom, this is not an STD. This is a whole different type of you got to make sure that someone's testing negative for STDs and for coronavirus. It's two separate things. So guys, no, a condom is not going to protect you from coronavirus. But still wrap up. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Dating sites. How do we date during coronavirus?
Oh, I love this. Yeah. So someone asked, how do we date during, I'm going to put this phone back now. How do we date during coronavirus? Which I love that question because it is facts.
Yeah. What are the date sites?
Yeah. So hold on one second. I'm trying to charge my phone at the same time as talking to you. One second. This is great. So how to date.
We'll get this.
Yes, how to date during. Here's the thing: is like this is the time that you should be hitting those apps, especially if you're in, especially if you're into like dating apps. So one second here. Let me just. It was paused. Okay. So yeah, I think right now is the time that you do date and you actually do want to be able to reach out to women and talk to women. This is a chance that you can get to know each other. And I think also too, like encouraging light humor on online dating, like here's a really good description that you can put on your dating apps, guys, when it comes to the coronavirus. I can say this is the time. Okay, so for like a guy that's really looking for something like a relationship and not just a fling. Obviously, you can't probably have a fling right now, even if you were looking. But unless you don't quarantine yourself and you go against rules. So what I was going to say is this is a good time to put a description as a joke and also kind of toot your own horn a little bit. And this is what I would write in a description. It would be something like, now is the time for all men to show up during this quarantine and really get to know women and show that we're really here to get to know a woman, right? Like, so for example, not exactly like that. So I would say, now is the time for us men to shine during quarantine because this is the time that I'm really trying to get to know you, right? And kind of like say something like that in regards to like sticking out and being like, I know that this is a time that I'm going to try to encourage, like get to know a woman and just encourage a conversation. And really that's all I can do. So all I can do is encourage a conversation and get to know you. And then hopefully in 3 weeks or in 5 months, we can meet. And then just like say something about the quarantine and be like, and then I'll give you a chance to fall in love with me face to face, right? Or in person. And here's the thing is like humor around these situations is always going to help. And it's not like you can't date online when you never, when we're in this. I think this is the best time to date online. This is the best time to get good with texting women. This is the best time to have conversations with women. This is the best time to really just look at the opportunity with women online and not take it as, I have to be with this, like, I have to go on a date with this girl. Like, this is your time where you can really learn how to talk to women online. Also, too, there's a Netflix show called Love is Blind. I would highly recommend for you guys to watch
Oh yeah,
that during this time. I love that. All right, I'm going to take a question here on YouTube. We agreed to meet this week, but the restaurants and bars closed, so we had to postpone. Would you suggest I reach out to her and try to meet somewhere? Maybe meet via FaceTime? Yeah, 100%. So I would definitely do FaceTime dates, right? I'm not too sure if you drink wine or whatever it is, but like be like, hey, 8 o'clock, let's have a glass of wine. Very casual. You don't have to make it this whole like thing about like, hey, so now that we're doing in quarantine, when we can't do our date, how about we do a FaceTime call at 8 p.m. and then we can have a dinner date? No, like just do it very casual. You know what I mean? Like just be like, hey, so I was thinking this Saturday we can do a FaceTime date and have a glass of wine ready, wink, and just be very like the thing about it is like when we draw more attention to not negativity, but like when we're trying so hard, it can make us feel uncomfortable. So that's why I say whenever we plan dates, like make it very light, make it joyful, and don't put so much effort into like I have to find the perfect place. Do I give her a white rose? Do I give her a red single rose? Do I give her a rose? How about do I let her pick? Do I text her? Do I call her? Like it's just do what feels right. Then that's the issue is like we get like we always watch these YouTube videos and like this one technique that you need to have and it's like bullshit, excuse my French, it's BS. It's literally being secure with your own self in order to attract women. And a secure man does things differently than the other secure man does too. It's just he has an abundance of life, he has an abundance to him, he's happy, he's positive, he's very uplifting, and he's great to be around, and he's fun, and he makes the moves, he makes the initiative, he tells me I'm sexy, he holds my hand, he tells me, oh, I can't wait until quarantine's over to make out with you because you're gonna fall in love with that way I kiss. And you're just like, I don't care, I'm just gonna say it because we're flirting and it's the right time. um uh let me see. Natalie, is there another question?
yes. Okay, so Mikab asked, he's talking to a girl and she's not really initiating, but when he reaches out, she responds and she's really nice. Mikab, my question for you too is though, is that if you haven't met up with her, that might be it too. She might be waiting for you to ask her out.
Yeah, so there's two things that are going on. So McCab asked, there's a girl that he likes, and she never reaches out to him. But whenever he reaches out to her, she's always replies back, and she's nice, which happens very, very often in the dating world. So here's two things, guys. Number one, it depends on your situation. I would have to know about the situation. So typically, it's two things that happen here. That's why I'm giving you this advice. Is number one, you haven't asked her out on a date yet, and she's just kind of bored, and she's like, "All right, well then I'm not going to be seeing her." I mean, I don't know, like if he's just trying to be my text buddy and whatever, and I've never seen him before, and I'm nice, but okay, ask me out on a date. Yeah, now I know we can't ask out on dates. So this is when you can be like, hey, why do you say we FaceTime sometime this week? And see what she says. You want to try to get that face to face presence. Now, if you have seen her and this is always something that happened, you guys have taken each other out on dates, typically this means that the woman isn't really that into you, right? And there's a couple of reasons why women wouldn't be that into you. Maybe she didn't feel connected to you on the first date. Maybe she just sees you as a friend because of something that happened on a date. Who knows? Um, and also too, maybe she's not ready, we don't know, right? It all depends on the situation. I would have to know the whole situation, how the date was and everything, in order to make some um, objectives and really get a clear understanding. But that's typically two of the reasons. I would encourage you, if it's a second reason, to not reach out to her for a while. If she follows you on social media, post some really good pictures of you, maybe in your backyard or in your swimming pool, a picture of you like working at your desk, or an old time picture of you traveling. That is a really good looking picture, so it kind of catches her attention a little bit, and then see where it takes you, and then not reach out to her right now, and let's see if she reaches out to you. And then if she does, try to plan something as soon as she does reach out to you, not like immediately, but give it some time and then be like, hey, so I was thinking like we could, you know, do something. We can get on a FaceTime call sometime this week, or we can do XYZ maybe when the quarantine is over and we can see each other. So that would be my advice for you on that question.
Okay, I got another one.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from AZ from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So his girlfriend and him have been on a break, and she ended up having sex with someone else while she was drunk. How do I deal with it? Me and her are not talking at the moment.
Okay, guys, this is so good. I have a client that actually the same thing happened to him. Here's the thing, men. Okay, I can't give you advice depending on your cultural background and religious beliefs. Sometimes you have to make that decision upon yourself. So the question was, he went on a break from his ex-girlfriend. They were separated and she had sex with another man and when she was drunk, and he doesn't know how to deal with it and he's not talking to her right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't give you advice if it's cultural or religious beliefs on something like this. But what I can tell you is we got to remember that it depends on how you vision sex. I know with men, it's completely different. It's kind of like it makes their skin crawl, like, oh gosh, like what is that? It's about the man more than it is sometimes a woman. And we have to understand that as humans, are we're born to want sex. Like at the end of the, like we're just those, that's what we want. And I think that if this woman also admitted that she had sex with another man while you guys were separated, this shows that she's trying to be honest. And I'm not telling her that she couldn't have sex with another man unless you guys said no sex with anybody and she did this. But this is where we have to get good at understanding that, all right, let me see what this woman is all about, my ex is all about first. Let me see if she's in a place and she's the type of woman that I want in my life, instead of focusing on her sleeping with another man. Because at the end of the day, she can do whatever she wants if she's not in a relationship. And even if she is in a relationship, she can still do whatever she wants. And that's why I say all the time, you have to get comfortable with your own oneness. Because if you're comfortable with your own oneness and you're healthy, then you're going to attract someone else that's healthy with their own oneness as well. So if she's doing this because she's lonely and trying to give attention, or she's toxic, or she's going through something, then maybe it's time to take other measures and challenge her to get better and and understand what are her standards in the relationship. What does she want in this relationship? Does she just want to get drunk and do her thing and not commit to you? And if that's the case, then all right, go ahead and do that. And I'm not going to be here to stand here and watch. But communication is going to be key. And this happens so much. And that's why I want to stay here a little bit longer, Natalie, is happens to a lot to men. And I'm not saying, because I know a lot of good women, and I was one myself, that probably was out of a relationship in my 20s and I slept with another guy or something that was my boyfriend, or maybe a guy that I was dating. I don't know. And here's the thing is like, it doesn't, you can't control someone's character, but what you can control is who is their character, and finding out who that character is and who they are, and then figuring out if that's the person for me. Because at the end of the day, someone can do whatever they want. And just because she slept a guy does not mean that she's the worst woman in the world. I would encourage you to challenge her on the why and the what, meaning what does she want? Why did she do it? What does she want? How can you get over this? And how can she build trust with you again? Okay. So the what, how, and the why. And that's huge in regards to effective communication and understanding that. And that's really where it's comes what that comes down to. So don't take judgment because of her don't place judgment because of her judgment calls. Figure out if this is the person that you are supposed to be with, and then make your decision. Hope that answers.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
That
Natalie.
answers it. Right. Do you want me to give your
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, okay, so this is a good one, and we hear this one a lot. So he had a date booked with a woman,
Uh-huh.
and on Monday she had to cancel as she was a little bit sick. He got a lot of good texts. His default, though, is he's always trying too hard. Is
Yeah.
it up to her to reschedule, or how does he handle this? How does he try? How does he work on not trying too hard?
Do we know if it's a first date that it was rescheduled?
Oh, that's a good question. This one was on YouTube.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, so here's the question is that the girl likes him, seems really into him, and texts him, and they go out. But she canceled on the date. And his issue before was that he was a little, not, I wouldn't say maybe not overbearing, but a little bit too much. Like he tried too much, and he didn't give the woman an opportunity to find value in him, right, and chase him. Because women do want to pursue a man a little bit too. So we will show initiative. We'll direct. We'll indirectly lead, and that looks like, hey, so what are you doing this weekend? How are you? Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Like we'll indirectly lead and say, hey, miss your face or miss you. Like cute little things and innuendos to get you to kind of be like, all right, let's do something, right? So my answer to you, any guy that has been canceled on a date and you notice that the woman is really into you, if she cancels more than twice, then yes, 100%, you got to sit back and let her show up. And I think the best response when a woman cancels is like you just say something like, all right, well, you just let me know when you're ready to go out and whenever you want to go to dinner. And you put the ball in her court. Because let me tell you, and Natalie, correct me if I'm wrong, if you like a guy and he puts the ball in your court, you're going to reach back out to him, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even if you have abundance of guys that you like and that you're somewhat interested in, it doesn't even matter. You're still going to reach out to him because you're interested, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
the
this
girl
view
likes
that I
him.
have. Uh-huh.
She will offer another time. She will say like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I'd love to see you. Let's pick Friday."
Mhm. Exactly. So with that said, guys, it's really important that we understand like what is the reason why this woman is counseling, right? So like I had a coaching call with a guy and he's been dating this woman for quite a while, but she's going through a lot of stress in her divorce. And her husband, she opened up to him and she was like, I feel guilty when I spend more time with you on certain weeks. So when I spend 3 days in a row with you, I feel guilty because I'm not giving that time to my kids. So sometimes I'll cancel and I because I feel guilty. That's so different. She's being open. She's communicating. So this is where it comes down to, okay, am I ready to be okay with just like taking my time with this woman, right? So it all depends on why a woman cancels a date. If she cancels a date just because and she doesn't give you a reason, that's okay too. But if it's all the time and you keep on pushing, 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 then this isn't an authentic relationship. It means that you're trying to get some type of story that you've made up in your head. You're trying to pursue a woman. But here's the thing is where attraction lies in the foundation is when you let a woman also work for you a little bit, right? And that's the key. Women are not going to typically set the date. Some women will. But here's the thing is like if you're on a first date, you can even say to a woman, all right, or the second date, all right, third date you're planning because I want to see what you have up your sleeve and challenge her to actually perform for you, right? And get her involved in that and get her because men and women somewhat do love that chase a little bit because that's what keeps us interested. That's why we're like, why is it the girls that I want don't want me? And the girls that I don't want me, right? That's $1 million freaking question. And I'm here to tell you and give you that $1 million answer. It's because as humans, we love to work for something. And that is the biggest thing in regards to relationships as well. Um,
Nice.
so I love to address this comment. So Christian Brown says, it's said, you can't ask a fish how to catch a fish. You have to ask a fisherman. So I want to look at all my testimonials. I want all the guys to speak out in these comments right now and talk about the ones that have worked with me and talk about or bought my product and talk about how much I've changed their dating lives, Christian. Also, Christian, I want you to take a lesson, Christian Brown, in this is where in a time of need, a lot of people need one another. A lot of people are in anxiety states. A lot of people are in fear. So who are you to put down my ambition to help other people? Be very careful with what you say to others because people that are here to lift you do this from their goodness of their heart. And it's not okay to try to keep on bashing people that are trying to help others. And this is the thing is like, no matter who you are, no matter, even Oprah has people that have some things to say. But at the end of the day, if the fish could talk, wouldn't you want to know how to catch her? Plain and simple. Anyways, moving on from that.
You should see my reactions over here. I'm just like, mind blown. Yes. All right, let's
Thanks.
maybe get back to like, how do we date during the coronavirus?
Yes, let's
How
get
do
back
we-
to that. How to date during the coronavirus. Exactly.
Um, here's another one too. I'd love to talk about this. How to find positivity during this. There's a lot of really great like comments coming out too. Is another big one that is gratitude lists.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right now too, it's gonna be a little crazy. It's gonna be a little weird. A lot of people are gonna be experiencing like, yeah, there might be flakiness. There might be girls who aren't gonna reach out or aren't gonna want to meet up because they're scared right now. They've got to worry about their families. It's not just about them. They're worried about their grandma or their mom or someone else in their family that has asthma that can't handle this. So another thing is just staying on the positive and how that helps them. One of the biggest things is doing gratitude lists. 5 things each night or each day that you're grateful for, and keep it really simple.
Exactly. So Natalie's saying, like, what do we do in this time if we feel a little bit like she's addressing? What do we do in this time when we feel a little bit lonely? When we feel a little bit also to like a little bit down, and during this time because possibly you were really things were going really good with this one woman and you get scared that because you're not going to see her, things now are going to go south, and she's replying less because she's taking care of her mother. She's worried. Here's the thing, men, is as humans and just not as women, but as humans as well, understand, especially, I think this really is crucial with women. When women have a lot, as a woman myself, when I have a lot on my mind, as far as like, okay, I've got to do this, XYZ, I've got to care for this, this, and this, I'm scared of this, this, and this. The last thing I'm going to be thinking about, honestly, is love for someone else because my family is who I have to provide for. Children, my grandmother, my mother, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to think about the guy that I'm dating in that moment because I have to tend to this and I know he's okay. So what we can't do is keep that we can't keep that rejection. It's really not rejection. It's just understanding that the natural understanding of distancing and pacing is so effective in relationships because then as a woman, it brings us back to you and be like, wow, you're really there when I need you. Because what happens is if we reach out to her and we're like needy and we're like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you texting me? Blah, blah, blah. It becomes pressure. So now you're in that pressure pot with everything else she's living in her life, but you're not her happy in the happiness pot, right? So that's where it comes, where you just take back and you just pace yourself. Because if you pace yourself without worry, without fear, then you're going to have abundance already. So when she comes to you, she's happy already. She's happy with you and you're positive and you're uplifting. And this is where, if you're struggling, Natalie was saying, do something like your gratitude list every morning. I have a lot of my coaching clients that I work with that struggle with confidence. One of the biggest things I'm giving you a tip on my life that I'm for free without coaching, is one of the things that I have them do for 21 days is literally keep a journal by their side and write about every little thing that they like about themselves, even if it comes down to their eyebrows. Like literally keeping a journal about themselves for the next 21 days of the best things about themselves. I have a son named blah, blah, blah. I have an amazing job and I worked for my job because this is where I came from. I have amazing parents. I have a great smile. I don't know, you go on. This should be a journal that if someone was to find, they'd be like, who is this cocky you know what, right? Because of the fact that we need you to work on that. So, affirmations and also gratitude lists is a way that you retrain your subconscious mind when you go into negative belief patterns. This is the way that we get out. Now, for example, I was in a negative belief pattern this morning, and I actually had a shock to my reality because I got out of negative belief in less than 30 seconds because of the fact all my life I've been retraining my subconscious mind. My mind already knows negatively, it cannot control me. It cannot control me. I went to strict positivity. When I thought about a negative, I was like, think about positive. I went into positivity, negativity went away like this. Guys, it's not easy to do this. It is literally a habit that you have to take custom to. I can guarantee you, when you take custom to this, you will honestly be able to control your mindset and live abundant with women. How you do this starts with gratitude lists, starts with journaling, starts with doing things in the house. Some tips that I want you guys to do in the home is catch up on like some audio seminars. If you've there's a lot of people that have purchased my audio seminars and probably only listened to them once. This is your time to really listen to them. Do work your work, the online tutorials, anything like that. Watch your, excuse me, guys, sorry. Watch your, watch your, um, I'm sorry, guys, a call throw me off. Watch some YouTube videos, some motivational things. What is the purpose? Like now, right now is your time to really get lifted and read those books that you been wanting to catch up on. You know, really go through your scrub your Instagram profiles. Like, who are you following that lifts you up, and who are you following that doesn't? Like, now is your time in stillness when we're out of stillness to better your life outside of it because we're in constant New York state of mode is go, 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 go. Okay, 8 a.m. I got to wake up. I got to go to the office. Got to pick up the kids. I got to do this. Dinner has to be ready. Sleep again. Da da da. This is the time where we have the most valuable lesson in all of this. And it's so beautiful. It is that we can get better in our lives just by taking the microscope on our life and being like, what the hell do I need to do? I need to clean out that closet because all of my ex-girlfriend shit is in there and I want to date again. I need to clean out this kitchen because all of the utensils and every plate that she bought reminds me of her and I need to move on. I need to organize my life because this divorce took the living you know what out of me. I need to get back into a better relationship with my kids and I need to figure out how. I need to be better with myself. And how am I going to feel better about myself finally? Meditation. Getting better with myself means what? This is your time to really focus on giving yourself that attention. I love you too, Fabian. Thank you. um, what else? Any other quarantine and corona questions, Natalie?
Yes, here's the major one, and we've been getting this too, which is it also works out. What happens when your ex reaches out?
Ooh,
So,
oh my God, yes, this is a really good one. Do you want to take this one? Hopefully they can hear you. You're going to be great at answering this one. Go ahead. Sorry, guys, I got to put this up to.
So yeah, the question is like, what happens when the ex reaches out? Now, guys, this doesn't matter if she's dating someone else or if she's not dating someone else. Because here's the thing: if your ex is reaching out, yes, they're going to be dating other people, of course. If you guys are not together, they're dating other people. So what?
Oops, hold on.
What do you do when your ex reaches out to you? Here's the thing: the power is in you guys. Just because you're lonely doesn't mean you've got to get back with the ex. If there's is the same environment. Okay. Just because someone's reaching out, you guys have to start doing the work on yourselves. Who is this person? Were they even good? Did they make you feel good in the relationship? Was she the one that walked away and she made you feel bad? You guys, just because an ex is reaching out doesn't mean you have to say yes and doesn't mean that you have to get back together with her. It's up to you to decide, does this person match your values? Do they make you feel good? Was it something that you needed to work on? And then just see. Mm-hmm. All you do is you just go slow. Redate. You're going to be redating and reestablishing the emotional safety and a sexual escalation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And my advice is like reevaluate that relationship. And if it's a relationship that you want to, also to think about, don't take 5 steps back just because you're lonely. Like that's the biggest thing. Because when we can get good at saying no, and it might not feel good in the moment because we're like, damn, we're so lonely and blah, blah, blah. But 24 hours later, we're so much more empowered. It's insane. And this is how growth happens. And that's the thing is life will give you those things. Like look at life in general. Like look at what's happening right now. We are always going to be faced with moments that are out of our control and it's up to us to make the right decision. And this is how we grow. This is how we're able to lift others. Let me see. Can we ever love someone in this self-centered world? Um, I get where you're coming from. I definitely see where you can see as this world is being self-centered, but I'm gonna give you an honest answer here in regards to my personal life. There was a time in my life where I was in a really very abusive, toxic relationship, and I looked at all men as though they were nothing, and I attracted men that were bad for me. So your vision, your beliefs will attract those people. There is a lot of non self centered people in this world, and you have two of them that are here on this live with you. You have a lot of them here in the comments that are watching because we built a community around this. So when we start thinking differently, life starts working for us. When we don't and we get into victim and lack mindset, then life works you work for life basically, and it's all about shifting perspective. Two people can have two different perspectives, and the other one can be sad and the other one can be happy and come from both exact walk of lives. And I was listening to a Trent Shelton video that I really really love, and hopefully I can interview him soon. If any of you guys know Trent Shelton, reach out to him for me, but I'll do it soon. But he just posted a video not too long ago, and he was talking about how he came and he found his purpose through his lack. You know, he was an NFL player and he didn't get booked again or whatever it's called, and also too had some traumatic things happen in his life himself. And if that's never happened, he would have never been able to live purposely, right? Look at Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone was a recoverer. He did drugs his whole life, and his mom told him he wasn't going to be anything. He kept on saying he was going to be a billionaire. And the guy, the man, the doctor that told him that he'll be back after he went to rehab and says, "Don't worry, man, you're going to be back. I know it," actually asked him for his autograph 10 years later. And he looked at him straight in the eye and said, "No, I won't." Guys, you know, like there is something about life that it's about. We have to get good with understanding that when things go wrong, there is a reason and we got to get comfortable with it. And we have to get comfortable with the unknown, guys. When we can
Yes.
get comfortable with the unknown in life, is when our happiness starts to shine. And this is when we attract good people. This is when we attract good relationships. When we start saying, "I'm so lonely, I'm this, she did this to me, he did this to me, I'm a victim, I'm this, I'm that." Shit. If I lived in victim mentality my whole life, I would not be here. I would not be happy about all of the stuff that I've done. You know, I'm writing a book about literally my life because I want you guys to know that just because you see this doesn't mean it's all been sunshine and stars and love and light. Like, literally, I'm human and we all go through stuff. And it's about finding that support system that's going to give us one another. Um, let's see. I look at negative thoughts like I have a dead skunk on my chest and throw it away. Oh, that was cute. Um, oh, I love this. Any advice for us in law enforcement? Actually, I have so many clients that are in law enforcement and in the military. So I'm so happy I saw that comment. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Jersey Writer, thank you so much. So, yes, my comment, I mean, my advice for you is number one, first of all, put thank you in the comments for all of those people that serve as as cops, as firefighters, in the military. Like literally, everybody put thank you in the comment, and I want you to support Jersey Writer and thank you for this question because it's such a needed question. I was actually I went to the supermarket not too long ago, and I saw so many officers out and around the supermarket. I think because something happened, and I had a moment where I was like, "Wow, these men put their life on the line when everybody else is going chaotic," right? So my advice to you is to stay grounded, right? And understand that like when people are in that chaotic mode and fear and they're fighting or they're yelling and blah blah blah, which you already know possibly, is for you just to stay chill and calm when they do. And one of the best things that I actually heard from another one of my clients that was actually um, I can't really talk much about him, but he was really big in the military, and people just want to be heard sometimes. And he said that when he noticed that when he was at battle with even some of his guys and they would argue and things like that, and he was an ex-cop before he went into the military and all this stuff, he noticed the biggest lesson in him doing this is when he just acknowledges how someone feels, right? And so when you start a conversation and be like, listen, I know you're angry right now. I'm just here to help. I know you're blah, blah, blah. I know you're fill in the blank, and you acknowledge that person in front of you. That's all they need. So put yourself in a situation, right? For example, like when you were calling the doctor's office and you were like, they keep on hanging up on me today. And then the nurse finally was like, I hear you, and I'm so sorry that this happened. All of a sudden, all my guard just went down, right? So, because people just want to be heard. That's one of my advices for you in law enforcement. And number two is just keep your head up. Like, keep your head up, keep coming to my lives. Like, we would not be here without you guys. We would not be here without you guys protecting us. We would not be here and be feeling safe because of you guys. Also, too, like, just mindset wise, and I'm a true believer in this moving forward, is I know that you're exposed more than other people that are at home. So having that positive mindset and that positive mentality in your mind of I will get through this, instead of being like, am I sick? Is this a sore throat? Is this a cough? Is this? And we start looking at everything, and instead in our mind we're like, we're nope, I'm okay. I'm okay. I will be okay. And we start reaffirming this. Continue to do this in your mindset, because this is how you're going to deliver, because we need you to deliver. And I think when we get into fearfulness, um, we get a lack of delivery, and also too, we get our judgment gets clouded. So I hope that helps you as well. And I thank you for your services as well.
I gotta say,
Yeah,
Apple,
yeah.
this is I guys. I've been watching and reading all the comments on the Instagram, on YouTube, and I've got to say there are so many positive men and women out there. I'm watching the women comment, I'm watching the men comment. It is so incredible to see how positive this community is and how much everyone's talking about how much they're learning and growing, and how when faced with adversity, this is where they get to rise up. It's really amazing to read, and I wanted to acknowledge that and like tell you guys that this is really cool, and I'm so proud of everyone for being this positive and like really just acknowledging that like just because things are going wrong doesn't mean that you can't learn from this and you can't be even better. But really cool reading this. It's a really positive community. So thanks,
Awesome.
guys. It's really awesome to read.
Thanks. I think we've built this, and I think that everybody that is supporting us here is here for a reason, and that's just really to get better in life, because once they get better in life, they get better in their relationships, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't been able to look at the comments, so thanks for letting me know that.
It's great.
So can I answer Diamond's question? Did you answer
Did you
one of
answer
them? Diamond, I see a question here from Diamond. And I think it's a woman or a man. I'm not too sure. Hold on. It's virtually impossible for us. Okay, it's a guy. It's virtually
Shy
impossible
guys.
for us shy guys. I have no car, was diagnosed with Asperger's, am an online child, have a single mom. I can't meet women. I've never had my first kiss. Okay. So I'm glad I saw this, because this is something that a lot of people, don't speak about as much. And a lot of people do have, the same experiences as well. So I want to be, Diamond, thank you for your question, first of all, and I acknowledge you. So we're shy sometimes because we haven't been experienced, right? And a lot of times when we're not experienced because of the lack of what we might have, quote unquote lack, because I don't believe there's any lack. You can always find something else besides your lack that you have by not comparing your life to somebody else, is going to help you. I was shy once. We all started there. And you can overcome this. Exactly. And sometimes, I do think that I'm a survivor of a single mom, and look how well I turned out. My mom is amazing. And I think that what we can take back and say from this is, instead of looking at this as I've never had my first kiss and putting so much pressure on yourself that you are some guy that's never had his first kiss and has Asperger's, or has some type of quote unquote shyness to him. here's the beautiful thing about this is you're not alone, and there's a lot of people that do, right? My encouragement for you is to find a community of people that have the same diagnosis as you do too. And you will see that these people can still have thriving relationships. I have a friend that has Asperger's disease and actually is very communicative with emotion with me. And it's really important that it's also too um, it's something that we might be diagnosed with, but it doesn't have to drive our life, right? It's about getting comfortable of what we have and how we can use it in life because there's a purpose for everyone. There's a purpose for everything. There's a purpose in everything that happens in life, even the good, bad, and ugly. So, with that said, I really encourage you to find a community that can first uplift you. So, other that could be other women with that can be other men with Asperger's, a community. It could be some type of support group, and getting yourself out there first and making friendships through that. And we're almost at an hour, guys, so I'm going to have to probably get off soon. But making friendships through that, and then also not putting so much um, um, pressure on yourself to have this first kiss, and let it slowly happen naturally by the people that you meet, because first it's going to start with friendships, then community, being involved, and then you start meeting people, then you become more aware, then you become more experienced with conversations, then you become more, and then it loops to that. I'm an only child, too, Diamond, by the way. So I hope that helps you. And I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to put in my YouTube comments when you do enroll in like a community activity with people that actually are diagnosed with the same thing. And you'll see that you have a lot of support group and you can make friends with these experiences as well. Um, all right. So I'm going to take two more questions. We're over our hour, but you know how much I love to do lives for you guys. I'm going to take two more questions in regards to this, and I'm going to try to do a live every week to support you during this time of our we'll title this our quarantine time. um, let's see. How do you tell someone that you're not into them when they are into you? I definitely don't want to leave them not. I don't want to leave them on and not say anything about it. Okay, great question. Holy cucumber. I like that name. That's cute. So here's my advice for you. Is I would encourage you to really focus on telling that person the why, right? Like, for example, maybe you're not um, wanting a relationship right now, right? Maybe you don't find her that attractive. So why don't you find her that attractive? Meaning, like, I don't connect with you. Because here's the thing: is like when we can be honest with that person, it can be really hard because we don't want to hurt their feelings, but we're doing them a favor as well. So I think just share the honesty. Also, if you don't want to get too involved in the why, then just be okay with that and just tell her, listen, I'm just not looking for anything right now. I'm not as serious as you want me to be, and I'm not here to be that guy that is going to be in a relationship with you. So you are a respectable woman, and I don't want to lead you on because you deserve someone that will be there for you, and that guy's not going to be me. And I think that honestly will help you so much. Um, I like this. If you don't try because of rejection, then you have already been rejected. So why not try? Love that. Thanks, Michael. I think he was replying to somebody in the comments. Michael Zeldin said that. I'm going to repeat that. If you don't try, where did you go? If you don't try because of fear of rejection, then you have already been rejected. So why not try? Awesome. All right, one more question and then we're going to get off. Trying to get out of the fear mindset. Hi, Bradley Green. Yes, as long as you continue to try and put in the efforts, you will be able to do this. Apollonia and Natalie, thanks for the live broadcast. Great info. Got so much out of it. I'm so happy for you guys. We'll be doing this every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. PST time. And then next time we'll have Natalie on the YouTube live because I downloaded the equipment, but it was like giving me technical difficulties 5 minutes before this live, and that's why we were late.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, Apollonia, please give us more examples of challenging women. All right. I think that examples we can use for the next live. So, Natalie, remember that, and we'll talk about that on our next live on Tuesday.
Which
You
one?
Please give us more examples of challenging women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, you deserve more appreciation and recognition as you're a professional person. Oh, very professional person. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. That's what I'm aiming for. Larry, 5,200. Thank you so much for your $5 donation. You didn't have to do that, but thank you very much. Recommended books to read while we're in quarantine. Oh, yes. Good one.
Nice.
All right.
Yes.
So Natalie, you can shoot some of one of my favorite books, especially if you're in a personal development phase where you feel like you hit kind of like a rock bottom in your life, or you're almost there, or you've been there, whatever, and you're trying to get better. My number one book is called Reinventing Your Life by Jeffrey E. Young. That is one of my favorite books of all times. It's a game changer. Actually, one of my guys in my New York boot camp brought that book and basically told me how much it changed his life because of my coaching and then reading that book. Number two, if you are dependent, codependent, you get attached easily in relationships. I want you guys to put in there your email, Natalie. Email Natalie. I'm giving 50% off of the codependent product that comes out in a week and a half, and you can do that at home. It's a freaking long product, but it is going to help you break free of attachment and all codependencies in relationship. It's on my new product that's coming out. Email Natalie so we can put you on that list and send you over PayPal so you can get that 50% off, because my back end team probably won't let me have that for long. And then lastly, other books. So on that subject, there's another book called Attached by Dr. Mir Levine. That is an amazing book. It talks about secure attachment style, anxious attachment style, avoidant attachment style. I believe that we all do have attachment styles that we've inherited in our lives, and it's really important that we get clear on the why, because when we want to change, we have to understand the root and where it comes from first. Secondly, it's kind of spiritual, but I love it. It's called The Power of Now. If you are a spiritual man, and if you're not, I wouldn't recommend this because it is a very spiritual book. It talks about God and things like that. It's called The Way of the Superior Man. I like another book. It's called, I think it's by Mark Manson, which is, I think it was by, no, what was it? No, that's The Art of Not Giving a Shit. It's by Mark Manson, which is really good. Also, too, there's No More Mr. Nice Guy. I really, really encourage you guys to watch that book. Read that book. That is a really, really good one. Natalie, how about yours? What would you suggest?
It just depends. At this point right now, if you guys are needing to heal more and work on boundaries, then the two I massively suggest is Codependent No More by Melody Beattie. That book talks about alcoholism in there, but it doesn't matter. It can be anything. It talks about boundaries and how to set them and keep them.
So boundaries and how to set them and keep them is Codependent No More by Melanie B. And Natalie was saying it has a lot about addiction and alcoholism, right? In there. So if you come from that background, that might help you as well. Mm-hmm.
But even without it, even if you don't have that background, it's going to be great for boundaries. And then the other one is Care Package, A Path to Deep Healing by Sylvester McNutt. It's a super fun read, but it talks about, again, like how to have your boundaries, how to focus on yourself, and how to tell people no so that you can really kind of like focus in on what you need and what you want, and that your self-worth isn't dependent on others.
Yeah. So it's called, what is it?
Care Package, A Path to Deep Healing.
A Care Package to A Path of Deep Healing is her another recommendation. You can put it there in the book, in the thing. I mean, in the chat box. Yeah. All right, guys. I hate leaving you guys. Can you write down? Could you write down the title for the spiritual book? Sifu says it's called The Way of the Superior Man. So just Google it. You'll find it's a very old book. It's a very, very old book. All right, guys. Let's see here. I'm going to take one more. All right, perfect. So one of the biggest things I want you guys to do, if I want to talk a little bit about my products, because I know they will help you guys. There is a product called the Friend Zone No More product, which also goes over attraction, which helps you get out of the friend zone. I give you all the tools that you need. You don't even need a coaching session. You need to get that product. If you are a guy that's always in the friend zone, Natalie, if you can include that link in the box, just put my product link in the box, in the chat box. Now is your
Got it.
time to download your audio seminars. Now is your time to read the escalation cheat sheets, text manual, my online dating, how to get results on with women online product is gold. Like you guys, this is the time to invest in that stuff too. And then also too, I have a huge personal development product that I'm trying to push to get out possibly by next week, because this is a time where you guys can do a lot of self-healing in your stillness and the quarantine of being at home. So I want you guys to really just take a look at all my products, see what you want to invest in, see what you can invest in. I'm going to try to give back to you guys too. So we might have a special in email coaching. Who knows yet? But I will look into that and see if my team and I can support that. And with that said, I love you guys. I'm so happy to do this live. I totally went over my 1 hour because I love doing lives. I don't do them often enough. And I will take your questions. So here's what we're going to do, guys. If you want to get your specific question answered for our next live,
21st.
Okay, so next Tuesday, I believe the 21st. What's going to happen? 17, 18, 19, 20. No, the 23rd. So next Tuesday on the 23rd, what we're going to do is I want you guys to be able to submit, huh?
Is it 24th? Today's the 17th, so next week plus 7 would be 24.
Okay, so the 24th.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's the 24th. Sorry, guys. So the next live will be the 24th on Tuesday at 12 p.m. PST time, California time, and 3 p.m. New York time. In order to get your questions answered, I want you to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Apollonia_Ponti, and I want you to DM me your questions for tomorrow's live. But what you're going to have to do in order for me to answer your questions is you're going to be first thing should be on there is live question, live, and then question, so then we can know and categorize those questions for our live. If you do not put live question, we will not answer that in a live. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's Apollonia_Ponti. DM me, send me your question. I will directly answer that in the DM. And maybe even
don't DM me because I won't.
And Natalie won't. So don't DM Natalie, DM
don't
me.
DM me.
With that said, I want you guys to understand too that with these questions, if you submit them, it's a great question, I might even get you joined on my Instagram live as well, and answer those questions with you one-on-one. I'm going to try to be more interactive there too. All right, guys. So thanks everyone for joining us. I'm sorry we kind of had this rigged and Natalie on the cell phone, but that's okay too. Stay safe out there. Remember, only step out of the house if you have to. Stay healthy. Drink your ginger tea. Whatever you got to do. Stay loved. You are always loved, and I always say that. And I love you guys. All right. So we'll see you in the next live. Have a wonderful day.